Hello and you welcome to yet another edition of Unfiltered Conversation on Clevenard TV. Clevenard TV in Diaspora is an online platform created to bring together everyone involved in businesses and otherwise to create an enabling environment for you to strive and prosper. All right, so if you are yet to sign up with us today, please do so on www.clevenard.com. Thank you. Today we'll be discussing we're going to be talking about politics, and our topic is on the just concluded 2023 general election, presidential election in Nigeria. And my guest this evening is Mr. Abe Ogunfase. Mr. Ogunfase is a political analyst and also a chieftain of APC in South Africa. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Good evening, madam, and welcome to the program, and also welcome our listeners in various parts of the country, wherever they reside. I say good evening to everybody.
Could you please just give a little introduction about yourself?
My name is Abe Ogunfase, like you said, a chieftain of the one of the chieftain of APC in South Africa. You know, we've been on ground for a while, and we'll be also monitoring election both in South Africa, where I reside, and our country home also. So, for me, I don't think I need much of an introduction, because I'm sure most people who are hearing me tonight, some of them should know a bit about me. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome to the program, sir, once again. We're discussing election 2023. All right, okay, now I'd like us to start with this. Let's take Nigeria as a whole. Have we actually had true leadership in this country?
The answer is yes and no, in the sense that in the past we have some leaders who are not up to the task. Anyway, that's my opinion. Who are not up to the task in terms of what has happened in the past. But with the kind of new leadership taking over the country by 29th of May 2023, I am very convinced that a new sheriff has come to town, and certain things are going to be run differently. But regarding our leadership, I still believe that we still have a lot to do when it comes to leadership in Nigeria, because the reason why we have leadership problem in Nigeria is people are selfish, people are self-centered, and people are greedy. There is a lot to share. There's a lot to give to Nigerians as a whole, but because of lack of greediness, because of selfishness, so most people who even got ordained to be a leader sometimes find it difficult to lead properly because of personal interest. But with the incoming leadership of APC that is coming to bear on the 29th of May 2023, I am very much convinced that a new leader has emerged, and we should expect new things as well.
Let's even start with this. At this critical period of our existence of Nigerian democracy, what kind of leadership, or what kind of leader do you think should be voted into to lead us as it stands now?
First and foremost, we need a leader who can bring everybody together. There is so much division in Nigeria. Igbos don't like Yoruba, Yoruba don't like Igbo, Igbo don't like Hausa, Hausa don't like this, don't like that. It's because of lack of good leadership. Once there is somebody, all of us can rally around, and we can see that this person is a genuine leader. He wants the country to be one. He wants all of us to come together as one. I am very sure that things are going to be different, and we are going to see things also in different form. But first and foremost, we need a leader who can be trusted. What do I mean by trusting? Is a leader that we are sure that it's not a tribalistic leader. It's not a religious bigot. It's not a fanatic in terms of whatever religion he believes in, but somebody who can unite the whole country together. Is that the kind of a leader we actually need in Nigeria? And I'm sure Ashwaju has that quality we are talking about.
All right, let's go back a bit. I'm not going to like stress too much on it, but let's just go back a bit to the last election we just had, because most people still believe that your own principle is not a viable leader, okay, for the country as it stands now. But INEC seems to have been saying, no, we know what we did, and the people elected him to lead them for the next 4 years. How did you rate, or how do you rate INEC's contribution towards bringing your principle into power?
In fact, as my own opinion, INEC has nothing much to do in this issue. The issue is about Nigerians who trusted Asiwaju so much for the fact that they are able to give him their mandate. So for the fact that Asiwaju emerged in this last election, and when you look at the results of the last presidential election that took place on the 25th of February, you will know that the only person who really cut across the whole nation is Asiwaju. Because when you look at his vote in the northwest, in the southwest, in the he cut across. Even most places where APC has never won before, a place like River, a place like Benue, Asiwaju won in those areas. And let me tell you one thing: this time around election, it actually is not about political party. It's about personality and individual. And most people who voted for our candidate, APC, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in fact, they believe so much in him that he's going to bring unity to the country, and he's going to bring all of us together. And most things, certain things we have lacked in the past, are going to actually come right, and all of us are going to smile to the bank.
But many people believe that Nigeria should be above, or the interest of Nigeria as a country should be above every or any political power. Do you agree with that as well?
Yes, in fact, this last election really shows that Nigerians are above political parties. It's about individual. Because, for example, look at the kind of poll Peter Obi poll in the southwest, especially in Lagos. You know, me and you know, in 2003, in 2007, those things are not going to happen, as you know. So this time around, people are coming out, and because they believe that their voting is going to count, and this time around, the vote actually count. It really can't, because if it doesn't, somebody like Peter Obi won't have won election in Lagos. It will have been difficult for him to win election in Nasarawa. You understand my point? So, for the fact that he won in Lagos, where Asiwaju came from, that election, for me, we have moved beyond the issue of a political party. It's about individual, it's about personality. So it's personality they actually voted for, not political party.
But there are some group of people that believe that actually that your principal, okay, purposely lost Lagos State so he could win the entire Nigeria. So what is your take on that?
He didn't win the entire Nigeria. For example, he didn't win anywhere in southeast. So if you want to win the entire Nigeria, he could have won everywhere. He didn't win everywhere. You look at what happened in Anambra, look at what happened in Nimo, look at what happened in Enugu. He didn't win everywhere. But this time around, because the vote actually counted, that's the reason why someone like Peter Obi could win election in Lagos. You understand my point? And this time around also, this last election has to do with religion, ethnicity, which one of the things I'm going to really advise us as Nigerians to actually desist from. Let's look for somebody who is capable, who is competent, who has the capacity, to lead us, who has the ability to bring all of us together. Like I said earlier, we have so much division in Nigeria. Especially this last election has caused a lot of division. So the leadership that is coming now needs to do a lot in that area. And I believe so much in Asiwaju leadership style. When you talk of his antecedent in Lagos, in Southwest, for me personally, other people might differ with my opinion, but I am very much convinced that Asiwaju is going to bring that leadership we all been asking for a while.
It might be a little bit difficult if the people you are trying to lead do not agree with your own leadership techniques, okay, and ideas and all that. What makes you so sure that the leader or the leadership that Nigeria needs at this critical period of its existence is your own principle? There
is one thing you need to understand about Nigerians as a whole. Nigerians don't really care where you came from. They don't really care which kind of God you are serving. What Nigeria really cares about is who can give them dividend of democracy.
Exactly.
The first 100 days of Ashwaju in office will determine a lot. Those people who are grieved, those people who are not happy because of 1, 2, 3, Ashwaju first 100 days in office. In fact, they are going to be the one to tell him to please, this man need to go for another 4 years term. Even without even finishing 1 year in this situation we find ourselves. Because his kind of leadership style is totally different. Actually, is somebody who has, when it comes to the north, is there. When it comes to southeast, is there. When it comes to southwest, south, is there. Because, for example, let's ask ourselves a question. For actually to have one river state, what does that tell you? It shows you is a leader who cut across. Actually, is a Muslim, by religion, but his wife is a senior pastor in Redeem. What does that tell you? It tells us that actually is not a religious bigot, and actually is not a tribalistic person. And at the same time, he is going to be the leader we are all yearning for.
You seem to be very, very confident about your principle. I don't really know that at least you must have at least worked with him and I see him do 1 or 2 things to have so much confidence in him. Can you just let us know more? I know you've mentioned few already, but let's know more. Why do you have so much confidence that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president that Nigeria needs at this period?
When Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the senator, the president-elect, when he governed Lagos State between 1999 and 2007, me and you can testify to what he did in Lagos. First and foremost, when you see a leader with vision, the way they start up matters a lot. The first thing he did was to assemble some teams to give Lagos State 50 years plan, blueprint plan, which up to today, they are following it. Otherwise, that 1999-2007 blueprint is still the one that gave birth to the Blu-ray and the red line we are expecting in Lagos anytime from now. So, and look at when the federal government of Nigeria sees allocation of Lagos State for almost 3-4 years. How did Ashwaju manage to pay salary to all Lagosians who are working in the Ministry of Lagos? How did he bring everybody on board? Why is he not crying to the federal government? It's because somebody who has the capability, who has a very serious think tank, who his brain is working more than most of us. Even his brain worked more than his peers. That's why he was able to galvanize the relevant people and sit them in one room, and they are all able to come, with terms that take Lagos out of the quagmire we have found Lagos back then. So for me, somebody who could increase the IGR of Lagos State from 500 million to 50 billion up to today, that's somebody who can do it. And most of those things that he did in Lagos State, he is going to replicate them double, if not 3-4 times as a president of Nigeria. Because already, Ashwaju is someone who has prepared for this seat. The major problem we have, where we have leaders, the former leaders who have not really done well up to our standard, was because if you look at it, most of the leaders that came or that have been on that seat, they are actually not prepared for it. But Ashwaju prepared for this seat. He's been preparing for this seat for more than 3 decades. And when you are preparing for something, and eventually it gets to you, he has no choice than to deliver, and he's going to deliver.
All right, thank you so much. We'll take a short break and we will come back. We'll be discussing the way forward for Nigeria prior to the 2023 general election, and then we'll be discussing diaspora votes as well. All right, please, audience, stay with us.
Clevenard in Diaspora Television is an internet online TV service. What sets us apart is a unique combination of hit African content, first and exclusive international free movies, series, musics, news, events, documentaries, tourism, teleshopping shows, youth TV programs, and live interviews. Clevenard Diaspora Television is available throughout sub-Saharan Africa and to the diaspora markets worldwide. Take your entertainment with you wherever you go. Watch on your smartphone, tablet, laptop, smart TV, depending on your device, watch free movies with Clevenard Movies Television. Stop searching for free movies websites and watch Clevenard Movies Television. Watch your favorite African shows anywhere at any time. Don't forget to check out our top 5 TV channels created to get you informed. TV1, Clevenard in Diaspora Television. TV2, Clevenard Youth Television. TV3, Clevenard Movies Television. TV4, Clevenard Teleshopping Television. TV5, Clevenard Tourism Television. To start watching, sign up at www.clevenard.com and follow the easy steps. Once you're done, log into the Clevenard website or app on your device, click on any one of our 5 TV channels, and hit play. We will be very satisfied and happy to welcome you to our team as one of our new business partners. Contact info@clevenard.com +34 631 279811. Website www.clevenard.com.
All right, you welcome back. We are still discussing politics in Nigeria and all about the 2023 presidential election, which we had few days back. My guest still remains Mr. Abe Oguntuase, who is a political analyst and also a chieftain of APC in South Africa. All right, sir. Well, let you obviously in Nigeria, and then you are based in South Africa. How does diaspora vote sound to you people over there? Because we fully aware that you were not allowed to be part of this election.
Yes, diaspora voting is something we all be clamoring for a while. And I think under the new leadership of Ashwaju coming soon, I'm sure diaspora voting is going to be the thing of the past. Because actually, Nigerian government actually doesn't know what diaspora voting does to the economy of the country. Because when we give sense of belonging as Nigerians living in diaspora, number one, we will show more interest about what is happening in our country. Number two, we will be willing to contribute economically to the system. And number three, everybody wants to bring something that will help the nation. For now, I believe we are shut out for lack of misunderstanding between the National Assembly and for a reason I really don't know about. But Ashwaju himself is a product of diaspora. And we have a lot of people in National Assembly now who are product of diaspora. So I want to categorically believe that this 10th assembly that is coming out by June, one of the first things we need to push to them is diaspora voting. Like South Africa are based. For example, we are between 2 million and 2.5 million in South Africa. So as Nigerians. So number one, for the fact that they are not allowed to vote in diaspora, they are telling us that we are not welcome to the system. But because they don't know the economic contribution of diaspora to Nigeria, that is why they are not really allowed the issue of they are not passing the issue of voting into law. But with the 10th assembly coming up in June, even we in diaspora, if we need to go to National Assembly to go and tell them the purpose, the reason, the meaning why diaspora voting is important and we need it, we are going to do that. But I can assure you, this 10th assembly coming up going to pass into law. And by God's grace, the next national election coming up, we are going to vote in diaspora.
So is that in process already?
It's been in process for a while.
So how positive are you that it's going to be responded?
We are very positive because Ashwaju himself has been talking about voting in diaspora. Because like this last election, a lot of Nigerians actually came home to come and vote. If they don't believe in their country, they will not come. If they can vote in the country where they reside, you can see that a lot of Nigerians could have voted and they will be surprised the kind of voting that is going to be coming from diaspora when they start voting in diaspora, because we are a lot outside the country and we want to exercise our right. It's our right. They should allow us to exercise it.
Exactly. Now let's take a look at it this way, because the For me, I think I don't know if you have the organization of Nigerian diaspora in South Africa. By Nendo, is it
Yes, we do.
is
I
operational
am,
now?
I am part of it. Yes,
Oh, you are part of it.
yes.
And I think I got to understand that the main reason why the government of Olusegun Obasanjo actually brought that into play was to like annex diaspora how do I put it, the knowledge to better the society, to better the Nigeria society. But of recent and even before now, we've not really had anything of this regard. There's always been this bridge between those diasporas and those in Nigeria. Outside politics, what do you think those in diaspora can do to make or effect change in Nigeria?
In fact, we have a lot of Nigerian doctors in diaspora
Exactly.
who are willing, who are ready to contribute their own quotas to the Nigerian system. But because of the lack of enabling environment, that's the reason why some of us are outside the country. You know, Ashaju said something in one of his campaign train and said most Nigerians who reside outside the country is going to make sure he brought them back to Nigeria. And a lot of us are actually willing to go back home. But for you to go back home, there must be something you are going back to.
Exactly.
When we have a leader, when we have a leadership in coach who is ready to work with people in diaspora, they don't mind going back to their country to go and contribute to their system, to their, like South Africa, I am, and presently we have a lot of Nigerian doctors, a lot of Nigerian engineers, even the Houghton train that is moving us from one spot to the other. We have two Nigerians who are engineers who actually are part of that designing of that out train. Why can't we replicate the same thing in Nigeria? Why? Because we need enabling environment. So I am very sure the government that is coming, they understand the meaning of Nigerian in diaspora. You know, they need their intellectual capacity to actually bring up Nigeria into where it's supposed to be. There's no reason for Nigeria not to be able to compete with most European countries, Russia and co, because we have what it takes. We have the human capacity to be able to compete. But when an environment is not conducive, when the leadership of the country does not see the purpose or the reason, that's why most Nigerians in diaspora are not, even thinking of coming back home. But under Asiwaju, under Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president-elect, a lot of Nigerians who are residing in diaspora are actually able to come back to Nigeria.
So that you agree with me that when you talk about leadership, it is not just about the president, it has to do with those in Senate, those in House of Rep, the governors, and then others working alongside with him. So if, for instance, your principal has won the presidential election, he has to be working with other governments which are of different parties. How do you think he can bring everybody together to get a collective, to collectively work towards betterment instead of working differently simply because of party differences?
There is one thing the world needs to understand about the president-elect. Number one, is a team builder and is a team player. I sure you believe that, bringing team together, there's going to be more opportunity to derive from it than doing things alone. He doesn't do things alone. When he was the governor of Lagos State, he wanted to do things alone. Then we could have noticed the kind of leadership style he possessed. But we are talking about him tonight because we have seen the kind of quality he has brought to the table when he was the governor of Lagos State. Anybody who can rule Lagos State successfully, who can bring somebody from Igbo land, from the southeast, to be a commissioner under him, somebody from the north to be a commissioner under him. I'm not saying, no, this is Lagos State, only Lagosians must be the commissioner, must be the special advisor, must be this, is to show you that this man is really a team player. And he has that capacity to bring everybody on board, to move Nigeria forward, and he's going to do it.
So I think I want to ask this, we've seen him win the election, okay, and we're still waiting for swearing in and so many other stuff. The governorship election is just this coming Saturday. Okay, now what is the projection of his administration?
Well, I may not know precisely his position for his administration, but one thing I know is he has already started working. Because when you see the way he moves, if you notice, I don't know whether you noticed, a few days ago, he visited Tony Elumelu, the chairman of UBA. For him to have made such moves, it shows that, and if you understand Tony Elumelu Foundation, this is a man that brings young ones from different parts of Africa together, to raise them and to make them a man. He turned them from boys to men. For Ashwaju to have visited such a man, it shows he has started working. Otherwise, he could have just still sat down where he was being kept to say, okay, I'll wait until I'm being sworn in before I can switch to action. He has already started working. It's just because for now he can't make any pronouncement, but other ground is moving, is working, is meeting the relevant people, is meeting who is going to change the narrative of Nigeria, is meeting with them on daily basis. Since he has become the president-elect, he has not rested. He's been moving from one person to the other, one place to the other. At the same time, he's talking to international communities on how to bring investment to the country. Because if there is no foreign investment coming to the country, it's going to affect our foreign exchange. So he understands this. And this is a person who has been a treasurer in ExxonMobil. He understands the meaning of foreign investment. So he's been talking to, foreign investment. He's been talking to international communities on how he's going to create an enabling environment for them to come and do their business in Nigeria and order him. For example, look at the issue of Lekki Trade Free Zone. Personally, I was involved in Lekki Trade Free Zone. So I know what really went into Lekki Trade Free Zone. It's a place that when you enter, everything you are looking for, everything you are asking for is actually on ground in Lekki Trade Free Zone. So I so much believe that actually is going to replicate that also in different parts of the country.
All right, so much, and there's so many aggrieved parties, so many people believing that A is on your principal side, that he might not be able to do anything for this nation. So many fears from different corners on Muslim tickets and amongst all that issue. But as it stands now, for those warring parties, what is the way forward for every Nigeria as it stands now?
For the issue of Muslim ticket, I think that has gone to rest for life. Because if Nigerians really don't believe about Muslim ticket, there's no way Ashwaji could have won that election. And see, governance is not about religion, it's not about ethnicity, it's not about where you came from. And it has nothing to do with age. It's about, does he have the capacity to build a team? Does he have the capacity to change a lot of narratives that Nigerians themselves don't believe in? This is what is important to me as a person. It's not about age. We have a lot of young governors.
They have that.
Yeah.
To do what you just mentioned.
Come again?
Does he have that?
Of course, yes. In fact, he has them in abundance. A lot. Look at a lot of young boys. They are turned to men today. They cut across the nation. In fact, which I believe is one of the reasons why I actually won that election. Because when you look at the three major contestants, himself, Atiku, and Obi, the only person who really cut across is Asiwaju. And that was the reason why he was able to win that election. So it's somebody who has he knows what to do, and he know how to assemble the team to take us from one station to another. And we are going to enjoy a very good leadership under Asiwaju this time around.
Thank you so much, sir. I'd still like us to just give us your last word for this program.
Well, I am very happy to be here, to be back to Clevenard TV again. It's something I was part of for a long time, and I'm happy that the leadership of Clevenard TV also, they are moving forward the way Asiwaju train is moving. But this time around, they need to come and promote Nigeria more than they used to do before. That is my take.
We are ever ready to promote us on. Going with the fact that you give us all we need to do that promotion, we are ever ready. So thank you so much, Mr. Abel Onsase, for being my guest this evening.
Thank you very much.
All right, sir. All right, because we draw the curtain here for today. It's been all about politics, and I do hope, like what he said, let all warring parties drop whatever it is that makes us fight with each other, and then let's start thinking of viable ways to make Nigeria great again. I remain Frank Alive Mudia. Till next week, say bye from me.